Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be doing a tier ranking of all of the Warrior Cat books. I am very excited. Last time I did this and I did Warrior Cat characters, but this time we're going to do the books. So as you can see, there are I think there are 70 books here, which is a lot, so I will try not to go too far in depth with each. Also, I haven't read every single one of these, and the ones I haven't read, I'm not going to rank. I've read the whole main series and Dawn of the Clans, but I haven't read some of the novellas, mangas, and super editions. So I'm excited to get into it. I'll show you the ranks first. So here we have Slaps So Hard. This is just the top tier, the best, where the best books go. And then we have Hits Different, then Entertaining, then Average, then Not Very Good, and then Garbage. I generally like most Warrior Cat books, so not that many books are going to go in these, but there are a few rotten apples in this series, I would say, so that are reserved for this tier. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first 6 books we have here are Dawn of the Clans. Now, this is probably one of my favorite arcs, probably like my second favorite arc. However, I haven't read them in like 3 years, so I can't really differentiate between each of the books very well, but I'll try my best. So the first one we have is Sun Trail, which was the first book in Dawn of the Clans, and I would say this one was entertaining. It was basically a journey book. Not much was happening. They, went from the mountains to the forest. We get introduced to Greywing, who is probably one of my top 3 favorite characters for me. We also get to meet Clear Sky, who is like my least favorite character of all time. So lots going on. It was good though. It was a good introduction, just not the best in that arc. Next we have Thunder Rising. I would say that probably hit different. Here I guess that we got to meet Thunder, and I guess tensions are probably building between Clear Sky and Greywing. This whole arc was really good, so I'm just going to assume that most of them were like in these 3 rows. It's kind of hard for me to remember these books, but yes. So first battle, I do remember that one slapped really hard. This was, if I remember correctly, this was the first book we got with Clear Sky's point of view, which was interesting. See his thoughts, I guess, about what happened. And this was also like the first real battle between like the clans. And that was really cool to witness. So that was really good. Next we have Blazing Star. I think this is when Starflower comes in. I really hated Starflower. But I would say this book probably hit different because this whole arc was really good. Next, Path of Stars. I would say that was entertaining. I think this was the book with that villain who wasn't very good. Yeah. And then we have this is Forest Divided. Did I say Path of Stars? This was Forest Divided. And then the last, we have Path of Stars, which I would put as Slap So Hard just because of Greywing's death scene. I think that's the best death scene written in Warrior Cats. It was so sentimental. That's like the one Warrior Cats death I like bawled my eyes out for. It was so good, so well written, so sad. So that deserves rank up here. Okay, the next 3 books we have are Greywing's novellas. I did read these, not Greywing, Gray Stripes. It is Gray Stripes novellas. I did read these, but I kind of skimmed. I didn't read them in depth really. I would say they were average. Like they were good, but nothing like too exciting happened, I don't think. After that, we have Lost Stars. Now, this is the first book in Broken Code. The other two books from Broken Code aren't in here yet. But Lost Stars, really good. I really am enjoying the Broken Code. I'm really excited for the next book. I think the plot is interesting. I remember when we thought Bramble Star was being, I remember when we thought he had rabies, and now he's like being possessed. Like, the storyline is just so fun and different. I like the protagonist. I really like Root Spring. He's probably one of my favorite protagonists in a long time. I also really like Bristlefrost, and I like that we're getting point of views from different clans now. Or, like, I know we got that in Vision of Shadows, but I like that we have a Shadow Clan point of view, a Sky Clan point of view, and Thunder Clan, which we also got in Vision of Shadows, but, like, I just like these characters more. So I would say this one hit different. Okay, here we have 3 novellas. I think this pack was called Legends of the Clans, something like that. And these novellas consisted, or the 3 novellas were Spotted Leaf's Heart, Pine Star's Choice, and Thunder's Echo. I would put this one in garbage. As the Warrior Cat community knows, Spotted Leaf's Heart is extremely problematic. Thistleclaw is basically grooming Spotted Leaf since she's a baby. He hits on her when she's an apprentice, when his son is literally her age. It's just so gross and weird, and I think it ruins Thistleclaw's character as a villain. It just makes it gross. And I think Spotted Leaf deserved a better novella than that. So that sucked. I also didn't like Pine Star's Choice, because Pine Star literally got a message from StarClan saying, your son is going to be evil unless you guide him the right way. And then Pine Star leaves and becomes a kitty pet. Like, that was such a coward move of Pine Star to do that, and it makes me mad. He should have been there to guide Tiger Claw to become a good person. So I have a lot of beef with Pine Star about that. I also don't remember Thunder's Echo very much, but I don't think it was that entertaining, so I would put this set of novellas as garbage. Next, we have Hollyleaf's Story. I love Hollyleaf. She's probably one of my favorite characters, top 3. But I didn't find her novella very interesting. I don't like her with Fallen Leaves. Like, I like Fallen Leaves is fine as a character, but I don't like the ship. I can't imagine Hollyleaf with anyone. Specifically, like, I remember in Power of 3 when Hollyleaf was an apprentice and she went up to Squirrelflight and she said, I don't really want to have kids. I want to be a leader. I don't want to have children. And I don't think she really wanted to mate either. She was never interested in that. So I really don't ship them. I know their ship isn't really canon, but, like, I don't know. And it was also kind of boring. She was just in the tunnels the whole time. So I would say it was average. I think she deserved a better novella. Oops. Okay. Next, Misty Stars Are Men. This one I would say is not very good. I don't remember much from this book. I think it was about Mothwing, and Misty Star was, like, mad at Mothwing because she didn't believe in StarClan. But that was just stupid. That was unnecessary, so her novella was pretty bad. If I remember, I think that was the plot. Next we have Tigerclaw's Fury. Oh no, we had Cloudstar's Journey, but I haven't read that, so we're going to skip. Next we have Tigerclaw's Fury. I didn't finish this. I just wasn't really interested in his point of view, but from what I've read, I think it was pretty entertaining. So we'll put it there. Next, Leapool's Wish. This is probably my favorite novella. Leapool's my favorite character, so of course her novella is going to be my favorite. But it was just so interesting and cool to see Holly J and Lion as babies, and really the bond between Leapool and Squirrelflight was so incredible during this book. I know Yellowfang in this book makes me want to stab my eyes out, but we're not going to talk about that. Leap Will Switch, I would say, hits different. I wouldn't say it slaps so hard, but it hits different. Dubbing Silence. I don't like Dovewing that much as a character, but I think this novella was good. I think it was a good end to Omen of the Stars. I liked seeing the aftermath, and it was interesting to see Dovewing losing her powers, so I would put that in entertaining. Mapleshade's Vengeance, I haven't read it, so I'm not going to rank it, but from what I've heard, it's very good. So I basically know everything that happens in this book because the fandom, just being in the fandom for a long time, but I haven't read it, so I'm not going to rank it. Next, we have Goosefeather's Curse. I heard a lot of good things about this book before I read it, but after reading it, I was pretty disappointed. I felt like there was a lot more that needed to be in it. There was a lot more that could have been included. I would have liked to see him and Bluestar interact and hear him see her future, but we didn't get that, and that was disappointing. But from what was in it, it was good, but I think it should have been a super edition or a longer novella to really get into his character. Next, we have Ravenpaw's Farewell. I haven't read it, so we're going to skip it. Here we have Midnight. Now, Midnight was the first book in the New Prophecy. I think it was a good start. I like the introduction to Leafpaw and Squirrelpaw, the journey in Cats. I think it was a good setup, and I would put it in Hits Different. Here we have Moonrise. Now, this is the book where Feathertail dies and where they go to the mountains. Reading this for the first time, I think it was very good because it's new. You don't know the tribe yet. But after rereading it, it's just boring. The tribe isn't very entertaining. But the plot with Feathertail is good, and I would say it was entertaining. Here we have Dawn. Not much happened in Dawn. It was basically a traveling book from when they go from the forest to the lake. I think this is the book where Graystripe disappears. That's pretty much all I can remember about this. So I would put it in average. Not much was going on, really. Here we have Starlight. This was the book with WindClan's civil war, with Mudclaw trying to overthrow One Whisker, which I really wish he succeeded. Hawkfrost intervening with that. This was a good book. I think this was a cool conflict. You don't really get to see that in Warriors very much, like a civil war like that. So I would put it in Hits Different. This is also the book where Crowfeather and Leafpool make their first connection, which was fun to read. Next we have Twilight. Twilight is so good. This book is probably the most drama-filled book. Well, one of the most drama-filled books in the series, and it's just basic drama, it's like the love triangle between Squirrelflight, Ashfur, and Brambleclaw was in this book, which I really enjoyed. I like the drama, and this was also the book where Leafpool and Crowfeather are secretly meeting up. So I just love all the juice. I love it. I loved reading it. So I would put it in Slap So Hard. Next we have Sunset. This was a good conclusion. I think there could have been a better conclusion to New Prophecy than Sunrise, but I think it was good. I think Hawkfrost's death is very iconic and fun to read. This is also the book where Squirrelflight and Brambleclaw get back together, which, not exactly a good thing, but it happened. I would say it's entertaining. Okay, next we have Into the Wild, the first book. that we all started with, or at least we probably all started with. Now, I would say Into the Wild is probably the worst book in The Prophecies Begin. It's just like an introduction, you know, and there's just some stuff that was left out of it that I felt makes the other books good. Like, you don't see any of the family relationships in this book. You don't see any of the love relationships, which make Warriors, like, family and love is a big part of Warriors, and you don't really see that here. But it's, it sets up the rest of the series, and it's, it got us hooked on Warriors, so of course it has to be good. So I would put it in entertaining. Now, Fire and Ice is a whole different story. I love Fire and Ice. It's so good. It's so jam-packed with events. You never get bored with Fire and Ice. I would put it in Slap So Hard. It's never ending. This book doesn't have any plot filler. And all the other Warrior Cat, or at least the new Warrior Cats books, a lot of the plot does feel like plot filler. So this is so good to read. You have Graystripe and Fireheart going and finding WindClan and bringing them back. You have Graystripe and Silverstream starting their relationship and Graystripe sneaking out. You have Fireheart getting his first apprentice. You have Fireheart meeting with Princess and taking his nephew Cloudkit into the clan. You have Cinderpaw getting disabled. There's just so much going on. It's so good. So it goes there. Force of Secrets, next book, is also slaps really hard. The plot is, again, really good. The reveal about Blue Star is very entertaining. You get more Silverstream Graystripe stuff, which isn't great, but still good. You get Tiger Claw being super suspicious and Fireheart trying to take him down. You get Silverstream dying. You get Fireheart and Tiger Claw's battle, and then Tiger Claw being banished, and Fireheart becomes deputy, and then Blue Star goes crazy. Just a lot of good stuff. Next, we have Rising Storm. This is when, number 1, there's a fire, and Yellowfang dies. Number 2, Cloud Paws being annoying. Fireheart is deputy. He misses Graystripe. This was kind of a sad book. Blue Star was also depressed. Fireheart was depressed because he didn't have Graystripe, and Cloudtail was being annoying. And but this is kind of when Sandstorm and Fireheart really build their relationship. It was a good book. Enjoyable. Next, we have Dangerous Path. I would say this book also hits different because lots of good stuff. The dogs, got Brightheart getting mauled, love to see it. Just kidding, we don't love to see it. You get Blue Star's death. You get just a lot, just jam-packed with action, So that is different. And then we have Last Hope. No, not Last Hope. Darkest Hour, which slaps so hard. I think it was a really good conclusion to The Prophecies Begin. The battle with Scourge was really iconic. Tiger Star's death was really iconic. You love to see it. Okay. Next we have Fourth Apprentice. I would put garbage. This book was boring. Not much happened. They went to find some dam, and then they had a battle with some beavers. That was ridiculous. Also, we get introduced to Dovepaw and Ivypaw. I don't like Dovepaw. I am salty that Hollyleaf left. We all missed Hollyleaf in this book, and that's all that we have to say. So it was just boring. That's all. Next, we have Night Whispers. This book picks up the pace with A Men of the Stars. I would put it in entertaining. This is the book where Ivypaw meets Hawkfrost, in the Dark Forest, and then she starts the battle between ThunderClan and ShadowClan, and then Lion Blaze kills Russet Fur. So this was a good book. It was good. That's it. Here we have Night Whispers. I hope I'm saying the names of these right. Wait, did I say this was Night Whispers? This is Fading Echoes. This is Night Whispers. Night Whispers, we get the point of view of Flametail, and I don't really like him. So I'm gonna put this in average. I think the plot was good. I think the Flametail stuff was really unnecessary. And his death, like, it didn't make the impact that it should have. But, it's there. Next we have Sign of the Moon. Sign of the Moon is garbage. I never cared for Jay Feather's Ancients side plot. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was boring. And this book was basically Jay Feather's side plot and the tribe, and both of those things I really don't care for. It was also kind of a traveling book, so I just wasn't a fan. This is probably the most boring Warriors book in the series. I remember rereading the books probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and this was the one book that I could not get through. I just couldn't. So it goes in garbage. Next we have Last Hope. I would say Last Hope was entertaining, but there was just so many memorable moments in this book that I think could have been better. I think Firestar's death could have been better. I think his battle with Tiger Star should have been longer. It should have been more dramatic. I think Hollyleaf should not have died, number one, and I think she should have had a better death scene. I think there should have been more confrontations. We should have seen a Blue Star Thistleclaw confrontation. We should have seen, I don't know, Ash for Squirrel Fight. We should have seen maybe Brightheart and Swiftpaw. Like, so many moments that could have been in this book were missed. And I think that sucks. And it could have been a lot better. But it was still entertaining, so I'll give it that. I forgot Forgotten Warrior, but here it is. And I would say it hits different solely because Hollyleaf comes back and she hits different. She makes it fun, she makes it funky fresh, and it's fun to see her come back and interact with Ivypool and Dovewing and her brothers. It's fun to read. Next we have The Sight, and I would say this slaps so hard. So hard. I love J-Paw in this book. He's super good, super entertaining. I like the intro to them, the three. Love Hollypaw, my girl. It's just good. It's a good intro. You love the characters, so good. This is also when Graystripe comes back, which is fun. And you also have that, like, carnival thing where they do those games, which is fun, and it was just good. It was a good book, and it slaps, okay? It slaps. Now we have Dark River. This one is when Lionpaw and Heatherpaw are meeting up in the tunnels. I would say it hits different. No, I would say it's entertaining. It was good. It was cool to see their relationship, and it was also interesting to see a forbidden relationship to end the way this one did, because most of the forbidden relationships, like, you don't see, like, the lovers to enemies kind of thing that happened with Lionpaw and Heatherpaw, so that was fun. And good book. Next we have Outcast, which I would say is not very good. As you can probably tell by now, I'm not a big fan of the tribe, so I don't really like their books. It was fun to see, like, like Crowfeather's interactions with the three and Breezepaw in this one, it was just funny to read. When Hollypaw's like, I'm glad Crowfeather's not my dad. I'm like, well. But yeah, good book. I mean, no, not good book. I mean, it was fine, but not the best. It was basically plot filler. Eclipse, I would say, hits really different. Actually, I feel like Eclipse slaps. It slaps, okay? It's just fun. Like, the whole battle is so good. Probably one of the best battles in Warriors. Just everything's going on, and then the sun goes out, and everyone's like, what the heck is happening? I'm not a big fan of Soul, but I think this was a good book with him, and it was funky fresh. Here we have Long Shadows. Now, I don't really care for Long Shadows except for the last maybe 5 chapters, and I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about. You get the fire scene. The fire scene is the most, I would say it's the most iconic moment in Warrior Cats. I can probably read that. I probably have that scene memorized. It's just so epic. And the reveal with Squirrel Flight it hits different. It really hits different. I would say this book hits different. I wouldn't say it slaps so hard because most of the book is boring besides when you get to Ashfur. So, yeah, it goes and hits different. Next, we have Sunrise, which slaps. Sunrise, probably my favorite Warriors book in the main series. And Hollyleaf's Downfall is so entertaining, so fun to read. Them trying to figure everything out after the reveal is so good. Trying to figure out who killed Ashfur. It's so good. So good. Love it. Love it. Okay. Next, we have Raven Pause novellas. I haven't read these, so we're going to skip. Next, we have Tigerheart Shadow. Garbage. This is my least favorite Super Edition. I did not like this one. I thought it was boring. I didn't care about what was happening. I thought Delving was annoying in this. I thought Tigerheart was annoying in this. And I couldn't get through it. So, that goes there. Stark contrast, here we have Crowfeather's Trial. And that goes and slaps so hard. We love Crowfeather's Trial. At least I love Crowfeather's Trial. Oh. Okay. Sorry for that. We're back. Crowfeather's Trial was so good. I loved seeing Crowfeather's opinion on everything that happened in his life with Leafpool and his children. I thought it was funny that he got kicked out of WindClan. That was funny, and One Star was absolutely awful in this book, but I really liked it. I liked that he made amends with Breezepelt and Nightcloud. So, and Lion Blaze and Jayfeather and everything. So, slaps hard. Here we have Crowfeather's, or nope. Here we have Firestar's Quest. I would put this in entertaining. I haven't reread it in a long time, but I think it was good when I first read it. Is SkyClan, first intro to SkyClan. And yeah, you get a whole book of Firestar Sandstorm, which is fun. Next, we have Bluestar's Prophecy. This book is kind of controversial in the fandom for some reason. I feel like people don't like it that much, but I love Bluestar's Prophecy. People probably just like it because it's depressing, and it is. I mean, Bluestar's mom dies. Bluestar's sister dies. Bluestar has to raise her nephew while her brother-in-law is an absolute awful person. Blue Star falls in love with someone she's not supposed to be with. Blue Star has children and can't be deputy unless she gives them away. Blue Star gives her children away. Blue Star's child dies while she gives it away, and the other two are separated from her. Yeah, Blue Star's life was really bad. But it's a good book. It's fun to read, so it goes there. I haven't read SkyClan's Destiny, so we're skipping that. Crooked Star's Promise, I read part of it, and I would put it in Hits Different. Just because I know everyone loves this book, and I've heard so much good stuff about it, even if I haven't finished it. Yeah, that's all. Here we have Yellowfang's Secret. I would say, oh no, that's Tolstoy's Revenge. I would say this book is average. I think there's a lot of, I haven't reread this in a long time, but the fandom seems to have a negative opinion on this. I think there's a lot of plot holes. I think there's a lot of inconsistencies. I think they gave Yellowfang that power and it was kind of stupid. Ragged Pelt and her relationship is really toxic and bad. So it goes in average. Next we have Tolstoy's Revenge. I haven't read that, so we're skipping it, but I've heard it's awesome. Next we have Bramblestar's Storm, which is not very good. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened in this book. It was stupid. And his relationship with Jessie wasn't even like developed. Like they didn't even really spend that much time together, and it was just not good. Not good. I mean, it was entertaining, but I felt like there was I felt like I was always about to read more, like something more was coming, but nothing ever came. So not very good. Mothlight's Vision is next, and I would say that is also not very good. I don't like Mothflight. I found her annoying. I don't like that she created that rule with the medicine cats, which basically ruined so many people's lives. Ruined Leafpool's life. It ruined Yellowfang's life. It probably ruined a bunch of other people's lives. It ruined Jayfeather, Hollyleaf, and Lionblaze's life. Mothflight, why did you make that rule? And I think she was bratty and annoying, from what I recall. So she goes in not very good. Hawkwing's Journey, I have not read, but I've heard good things. I think these are SkyClan books. I have not read them. I haven't read Scourge's novella either. I have read Sasha's novella. I would say it was entertaining. It was interesting to see a different side of Tiger Star. One that's like not completely awful. I mean, he was pretty awful to Sasha. Not even gonna lie about that. I'll put both of her novellas in entertaining though, because I think they were good. Next we have Apprentice's Quest. Now, this was good. A little boring, a little slow. I do like his interactions with Needletail a lot. I like their relationship. So I would put them in entertaining. Darkest Night hits different. Okay? I like Violet Shine and Needletail's relationship, even though it's a little toxic. We're not going to talk about that. It's good. Twig Branch and Violet Shine, cool to see together. Alderheart is cool. You get to see some Jayfeather Leafpool. It's good. It's a good book. Dark Tale stuff is entertaining, and it's a good conflict, entertaining conflict. We like it. Next, Shattered Sky hits different. It hits different, folks, okay? Needletail's death is so iconic, so good. I love it. This book, Dark Tale, is so good in this book. The whole conflict is so entertaining. It hits different. It slaps hard. Darkest Night, I don't really remember what happens in this book. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think one star dies in this book, which was good. We like to see it. We like to see it. So I would say it hits different. We missed the Needletail though. Rising Storm and the last book in A Vision of Shadows, The Raging Storm, I would say they were both not very good. There wasn't much going on. Not much was happening. Basically, SkyClan is like reforming, and Alderheart like had a crush on someone. Oh well, you get to see Violet Shine and Tree's relationship, which is really cute. But I would say River of Fire was pretty boring, but I'll put it in average. And what was this? Raging Storm. I think it hit different. It was cool seeing Tree and Violet Shine together. So that's all of them. That's pretty cool. I mean, as you can see, I really don't dislike that many warrior books. Like, I like most of them. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I don't think I have any changes to make. So yeah, maybe I don't think there's any other tier things to do for warrior cats, but maybe I can find one. But hope y'all enjoyed, and